All right. Question number 2 on the review says Mr. Irwin has $900 to deposit into 2 different savings accounts. Mr. Irwin will deposit $650 into an account at Chocolate Bayou, which earns 3 1/10% annual simple interest. He will deposit $250 into an account at Amico, which earns 2 3/5% interest compounded annually. Mr. Irwin will not make any additional deposits or withdrawals. What is the total balance of these 2 accounts at the end of 4 years? All right, so again, I have 2 different accounts here. So I have Chocolate Bayou, and Chocolate Bayou tells me simple interest. So that tells me I'm going to use I equals PRT. So when I pull out my information for Chocolate Bayou, I can see that he's going to deposit $650, which makes that my principal. Okay, and then it says it's going to earn 3.1% simple interest. Now that is a percent, and we need to remember to turn that into a decimal. So I would move the decimal 1, 2, and that would become 0.031. And then it says at the end of 4 years. So my time on this problem is going to be 4. Then I'm going to pull out my information for Amico. And Amico says compounded annually. So that tells me that I'm going to use the formula A equals P times 1 plus R to the T power. All right. So when I pull out my information for Amico, I see that he's going to deposit $250. So that's going to be my principal. My rate is 2 3/5%. I know that as a decimal, that's 2.6. All right. In case I forgot how to do that, I know 2 is going to be my whole number, so it'll go before the decimal. And then I would do 3 divided by 5 and make sure to put a decimal in it. And it gives me 0.6. So I know I would have 2 as my whole number, 0.6. Now, when I do that, that is still a percentage. I still need to turn it into a decimal. So I'm still going to move my decimal 2 places to the left and get 0.026. And then just like Chocolate Bayou, I'm still in the account for 4 years. So now that I have my information pulled out, I'm going to go ahead and plug into my formula. So I have I equals 650 times 0.031 times 4. So when I plug that into my calculator, I'm going to get 650 times 0.031 times 4. And I'm going to get 80.6. Now I know this is money, so I'm going to go ahead and put the 0 at the end. And then I'm going to move on to the Amico account. And I have A equals, my principal was 250 times 1 plus 0.026 to the 4th power. So 250 parentheses 1 plus 0.026. Now remember to scroll outside of the parentheses, and to get that 4, I push this little arrow up so that I can get my exponent of 4. Okay, when I click enter, I get A equals 277, and this is money, so I'm rounding to the hundredths, so 0.03. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and read the actual question so that I can make sure I'm answering it how I need to. And it says, what is the total balance of these 2 accounts? So if I look at my Chocolate Bayou, that $80.60 is just my interest. In order to get my balance on that account, since it's simple interest, I need to take my principal because that's already in my bank, and then I add my interest to that because that's what I've earned in those 4 years. So take that principal, 650 plus 80.60. So in the Chocolate Bayou account, Mr. Irwin has $730.60. Now over here for Amoco, I need to remember that A is my account balance. That's what my A stands for. That's the ending total there. Okay. So he has $277.03 in his account at Amoco. Now I'm going to get the total balance of the two. And I need to remember that in math, total tells me that I'm going to go ahead and add. So to get my answer here, I'm going to take my $730.60 from Chocolate Bayou and add it to my Amoco account, which had $277.03. So 730.60 plus 277.03 equals. So Mr. Irwin has $1,007.63 in both accounts at the end in both accounts. Okay. So that is what you should have typed in to your answer for question number 2.